In terms of housing, cost of living, what are some of like the price ranges for houses?
So depending on the neighborhood, you can find different prices. Farther out from the city, I guess I would say, you can find townhouses starting in the 250s. Average is probably like in the 350. If you're looking for a detached single family house, you're probably gonna look at the $400,000 and above. In different neighborhoods, you can find a single family for 220 to 250. But again, it really depends on the area. There is also a lot of condos in certain areas of the city, and if you look at a condo, obviously you're looking at totally different prices. You could find something in the four to $500,000 range. You could find something in the $200,000 range, depending on your view, where you want to be, and the kind of condo what they offer and how new or old it is.
Got it. Excellent. Okay. And for renting, what does renting kind of look like?
Renting, I have seen some newer constructions, townhomes in the $3,400 a month, which is pretty insane if you think about how much you can buy with the same money every month. I used to rent, actually, we used to have a studio apartment that we rented for $950 a month. It was closer to the city, but it was a studio. So, if you're looking for a studio, you can find something in the, well, now prices have gone up. So probably close to 1,000 a month. But if you're looking for a house, a townhouse, or something bigger, you're gonna probably be definitely not less than $2,200 a month. But if you want something new, it's gonna be above three.
Okay, let's go into things to do
Okay.
in the Baltimore area. So you were mentioning, is it driving somewhere to the beach or?
Yeah. So like Ocean City is probably the one of the most popular places to go in the summer. And you'll find people from probably Pennsylvania, farther north that will go to Ocean City because it's a popular place, I guess. The food scene in Baltimore is pretty wide. We have all kinds of restaurants, foods, and cultures, different cuisines, and you can more or less find anything that you might want to eat. There seemed to be some kind of competition between Washington, D.C. and Baltimore as far as the cuisine goes. There are mixed opinions. Some people think that Washington is better. Some others think that Baltimore has more restaurants and more places to go to. So there is this kind of competition in that sense, but they both have a lot of restaurants. They both have a lot to do.
I'm all about food and stuff. Oh, what about
Yeah.
like if I want to get like Asian food in Baltimore? Like, what does that look like?
Asian food, there is a lot of different cultures. My wife is Filipino, and Maryland has a lot of Filipino influence in a way. So a lot of them are either when they move here in the states, they're either gonna go to Los Angeles, California, or Maryland. So there is a lot of Filipino, but there is also a lot of Thai, Chinese, so restaurants of any kind. And we really enjoy all kinds of food. So from sushi to, like I say, Thai food, or there is actually there was a place not too far from me either, which is called Asian Taste. They recently moved. I haven't tried their new location yet, but they have all kinds of Asian food. So they'll do like Chinese, Thai, Japanese. So that's one of the places that we actually used to go a little more when they were closer to our house. We haven't tried their new location yet, but there is also a lot of sushi places.
Okay, so we're talking about food. So let's go into the culture because I feel like
Okay.
food and people totally creates the culture.
Yeah.
How would you describe the culture in Baltimore?
I'd say it's very mixed. You can find all kinds of people, culture, environments. There'll be that fast-paced population, I guess I'd say during the day. But then it kind of slows down because people like to also enjoy their time and the general culture. I mean, it's very broad. There is a lot of things you could do or see. People meet, and it's like a big melting pot. it probably represents a lot of the what the United States are at the end. So this very mixed culture.
I love that. Yeah, it sounds like it's a really diverse type of
Yeah.
a melting pot. Like even you saying there's a big Filipino population, or um, even yourself,
Oh,
as
and the Italian, Baltimore is a little Italy, so there is a big Italian influence as well, even on the constructions. So if you look at the older houses, the row homes, the Baltimore brick home is kind of like a statement for most people that come from other places.
hmm,
They look for that. They look for that Baltimore brick house,
the brick, yeah.
townhouse with the exposed brick, maybe in the living room. That's something that we tend to see a lot in certain areas, like
Hmm,
Fells Point, which is probably the most touristic area in the city. So you're right by the water, but it's a little older. There is a good bit of things to see and restaurants as well. We have a lot of neighborhoods,
hmm,
so
yeah.
there is a lot of different mixtures. There is Greek town as well, so there is like different areas where people in the past were more concentrated. Now obviously it has expanded. It's all mixed.
Can you talk about the Italian influence? So, like you mentioned Little Italy is kind of like Baltimore. Like, how is it like a pocket or a certain district, or how's that look?
It's actually its own neighborhood. Actually, like when you get downtown, it's so interesting if you look at the map how if you zoom in and look at neighborhoods are basically they're all when you get downtown into Baltimore, then you have like Inner Arbor East, Inner Arbor, Little Italy. So you have like all these neighborhoods that kind of merge in a way, and then you get to Fells Point, Canton, like they're all very close to each other, but you can see when you're going from one neighbor to the other. You can kind of actually physically see it. Little Italy has a good bit of obviously Italian restaurants because where else would you put them?
Yeah.
Um, if that's where when people were migrating from Italy, that's where they were concentrated. So that's where they started their businesses, their restaurants, and that's where still nowadays most of them are.
And okay, so with Baltimore, like, what are some things that you really like about Baltimore?
I like definitely the diversity that it offers. It's a city, but it's not a New York City. I feel like when you are in a city, this is a personal opinion. Like you tend to be more like in the open-minded kind of state than you would be if you live in a small place. And Baltimore gives you that, but it also like gives you that option to stay in like specific neighborhood. You can get everything from the city. You just have to know where to go, where to be, and how to approach it.
If you like what you're hearing so far, check out the full episode right here.